Welcome to Hinton, Alberta, Canada. As you can see, the sky is kind of drizzling down on me. I wanted to stay at Jasper, but Jasper is like 50 miles that way up in the mountains, and it's 3 times more expensive. Now, I was hoping to go through the night mountain ride for like my last day in the Canada, or close to last day. But unfortunately, you can see it's like this. And it's going to be like this the whole way. So if I were to go into the mountains, it would get colder, like close to freezing, even snow, and I wouldn't see a damn thing. So this is one of those days where the weather kind of determines that if you want to ride, and I want to be headed back, so I'll have to put that on the to-do list if come back someday and actually do that ride when hopefully the weather's nicer, weather's better. Because it could be like this, the way the weather forecasts look like it's going to be like this for several days. So, well, unfortunately, I'm going to head to lower elevations where it's still going to rain. It's just the same, maybe a little worse, but it'll be warmer. So, I guess I'd rather have warm rain than cold rain if I'm still going to see nothing on every front. Oh, this was a rough day starting off, as you can see, right off the bat. It's that kind of day, so just kind of pushing along. Hopefully I'm done with the last of rain, but there seems to be some scattered showers coming ahead. Now what there was is that I got off to a start where it was just a rough, raining day, and I just had to plow through some clouds, hopefully to get some better weather. I eventually would as the day would go on. But what it was is, when I started off today in Hinton, Alberta, Canada, I wanted to actually travel west because I wanted to go into a place called the Alberta National Preserve or Wildlife or whatever. It was a national park in Canada, and it's supposed to be gorgeous. I didn't go up there because it was up in the mountains, and you can see from the weather, it was going to be low 30s, rainy, and cloudy the whole way. I wouldn't have been able to see a thing the entire ride had I gone west and then south. So instead, I decided to head over east to where more of like Calgary was, and then head south. And because it was such a drab day and I was going over such open plains, I decided just to punch it and just kind of go all the way through and to return to the United States. Now you might ask, why didn't I just wait a day or so for the weather to clear up? Well, the weather forecast it was supposed to be like this and only get worse for the next few days. So I would have been stuck just doing nothing, twiddling my thumbs in this area for about maybe a week, and I just didn't really want to do that. So I figured just to go ahead and just kind of get out of here. Now the whole day, the weather was just cold, and some of the coldest weather, even when I was up in Alaska, it was kind of scratching your head, like, this is how this works. So I just didn't really stop much, and there wasn't much to see. Just looking around, it was kind of open, kind of very flat, very rural, so it was all right. There was a little more traffic for a rural area, but Some of these are the main arteries of Canada, especially in the Calgary area. that I went down. Canada itself is a great place, a fine place to visit, and just kind of pounding through it. I didn't really want to, but I would have liked to explore the area more, but I just wasn't into like staying around, especially as the weather was supposed to deteriorate, and I wanted to get underneath a storm system. So that's why the reason why I pushed it down, and I crossed into the United States. Now when I crossed into the United States, it was actually weird. I was stuck at the border checkpoint for about 15 minutes by myself. I even noticed there wasn't even a border guard on the US side at a point, and I was just sitting there for like 7-8 minutes thinking, do I just go on through? Because there was nothing stopping me if I wanted to just kind of take the motorcycle, kind of get around the side and just continue on. Luckily enough, about a few minutes later, I saw someone show up and come in. He actually thanked me for waiting and pretty much just did the spiel and allowed me to cut it going through. Once getting into Montana, it actually got really kind of confusing because I crossed at a point where there's practically nothing in Montana around. Oh, it was amazing. There was just like, I ended up on a dirt road and those mountains on the horizon are actually Glacier National Park. I'm in Montana, been just kind of cruising and avoiding a lot of the rain. But eventually I was able to get back into the good old USA, of course, and I would find the next stopping place, my next rest stop, on a short video like this, and it was Cut Bank, Montana.